I love baseball cards. Got 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em, need 'em, need 'em, got 'em, got 'em, need 'em.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Greats Sports Flea Market Antique Mall Pickups video. So today I went to a local flea market in my area, indoor flea market I should say, and I wound up finding things in that flea market antique mall from 3 different vendors. One, I actually happened to meet with the owner of the booth while I was looking through his stuff, and he actually cut me a deal because I had my eye on this thing for a long time at this antique mall, and we negotiated back and forth and he gave me a fair price for it. I'm going to save that for the very end of this video, but we'll start off with some real quick things here. The first thing is I picked up a blaster of 2023 Team USA baseball. I picked this up for $20. You know, not a super great buy. I mean, that's basically what it's worth. Thought this would be a nice little thing to do a tearing packs video on, so definitely stay tuned. I'm going to rip this open and take a look, see what's inside in another video, so stay tuned for that one. Also in that same booth, I picked up, this was only $12.50, which I thought fair enough. If you factor in shipping and all that stuff, not a bad deal. Not a huge fan of Prism because they don't show logos of the major league teams on them, but I thought for $12.50, what the heck, we'll open this blaster up in another video as well and share that with you. So those are the first 2 things I got out of the way. We'll just move them up there for the time being. So let's get into some other things that I found. These are just some random cheap cards that I got. These were 10 cents a piece, and these 10-cent cards actually are a heck of a deal because I went through boxes and boxes, and there's tons and tons of cards at this booth. Today I decided to focus primarily on basketball, and I was, because you could spend hours, if not days, if not weeks, just going through the cards there. Luckily they have them separated by sport. So if you want to do baseball, you can do baseball. If you want to do basketball, football, hockey, whatever, they even have Pokemon and some of those other things there as well, which I don't know much about. But I went through the dime boxes for baseball, and so for basketball. But I did throw a little bit of baseball in there as well. But I've primarily focused on basketball. So, nothing to get too excited about, but that's a Michael Porter. He actually played here in Missouri, so I just thought I'd throw that in my Missouri box. Some of these are for TTMs. This is a Jason Terry insert from when he was with the Dallas Mavericks. Jason's a pretty good signer, TTM, so thought I'd send that to him. Here's a Chet Holmgren rookie. I thought that was well worth it. Here's a pretty cool Zion Williamson. I don't think that's a rookie, but close. This is a Pablo Montero rookie card. Didn't have any of Pablo, so I grabbed that for a dime. Now we're going to get into the older stuff. There's an Alonzo Mourning McDonald's rookie, which is pretty nice. Here's another Michael Porter Jr. Here's a couple more David Robinson McDonald's, and again, these were a dime a piece. Now we're going to get into some rookies from the 90s here. So Tim Hardaway rookie, Vlade Divac rookie, Jason Kidd rookie. All 3 of these guys are Hall of Famers, 10 cents a piece. Here's a Grandma Mall rookie card, a Larry Johnson rookie card. I know LJ is not a Hall of Famer or anything, but still, that was a pretty hot card back in the early 90s, before Shaquille O'Neal and before he was in the league. LJ was the guy to go after, and LJ was a good ball player, just probably not a Hall of Fame level ball player. Here's another Alonzo Mourning McDonald's rookie. Here's a Dikembe Mutombo rookie card. I thought this was interesting. This is a Blue Chips card with the famous Pete Bell, Nick Nolte, but it's a nice group shot. I thought about maybe tracking down some of the former actors in the movie and seeing if I could get them to sign that. Here's a Bruce Bowen. He's a pretty good TTMer. Here's another Hall of Famers rookie card ×2. That is Tony Kukoc. I got quite a few of those in the stack here, if I recall. So you'll be seeing Tony some more. Here's a international Tony Kukoc card. This was the insert card in the '94 Classic Draft, if I recall. This is a TTMer, Bob Weiss. This is a Reggie Lewis rookie card. Reggie Lewis died tragically playing, actually collapsed on the court while he was playing. So, for a dime, I thought grabbing his rookie card, was well worth it. I believe he's in the Hall of Fame as well. They put him in after the fact, I believe. I may be wrong on that. Another Chet Holmgren. This is actually the first baseball one. This is a Julio Rodriguez. And the reason I grabbed this is it's a heritage, but if you can see, it has his facsimile signature on there. Well, when I saw Julio Rodriguez, that's pretty much his autograph that he gave me. And if you're looking at that ball just by itself, you're like, who the heck's autograph is that? Well, I thought I'd put this card with the ball for a reference point, so 10 years from now when I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's Julio Rodriguez. So that's the only reason I bought that card. Another baseball, got a nice Dennis Eckersley 83 Topps. Thought that'd be a nice TTM, sender to Eck for his fee. The lone football card, an Andre Reed. It's an insert. Well, Andre is a Hall of Famer. He used to sign through the mail. I don't know if he still does, but if he does, I might consider sending that to him. Now, to wrap up basketball, I grabbed 1990 Fleer inserts of Isaiah Thomas, Charles Barkley, Clyde Drexler, John Stockton, Patrick Ewing, and 3 Karl Malones. And the reason I grabbed this is I know I have the Michael Jordan most likely in my collection. I know I have the David Robinson because I collect David Robinson. But there's only 12 cards in that set. So I thought, for a dime each, I'll see if I can try to put that set together with what I already have in my collection and what I don't. And what I do need, I'll keep my eyes open for in the dime boxes and the quarter boxes. So I thought once I, that small stack for 10 cents each, I thought, what the heck? The ironic thing is I just went through my basketball cards the other day, and I know I saw a bunch of these, and I wish I would have pulled them now, looking back at that. So this is one of those ongoing project things for me. To wrap up at this booth, we'll do some more baseball real quick, and then I'll show you the real gems that I found in the bunch. I wasn't really there for baseball, but I just happened to come across some 84 Topps while I was going through there. So I grabbed the Hall of Famers for a dime each. Some Ferguson Jenkins. There's a nice Ryan Sandberg. Oh, and by the way, some Tony Kukoc rookies snuck in there. I told you I had more. That's where they are. So a couple more Tony Kukoc rookies. Let's see, this is always been an awesome card with those 3 pictures on it. I mean, that's like the best pictures of like, the late 70s right there, basically. The rest of these are for TTMs. I didn't even realize I grabbed John Stupor, but Stupor, Brummer, Guads, Mike Ramsey, and the duel with Kennedy and Dravecki. So, nothing great or special with those, but I thought a nice, nice stack for TTMs. Now my real dime finds, okay? We're going to start with McDonald's Shaquille O'Neal rookie card. McDonald's Shaquille O'Neal rookie card number 2. McDonald's Shaquille O'Neal rookie card number 3. And last but not least, Fleer Ultra Shaquille O'Neal rookie card. So while I was at the booth, another younger collector, somebody that was a little bit younger than me in age, we started up a conversation, and he talked about how he was really getting into collecting, and I said, well, would you like a Shaquille O'Neal rookie card to go in your collection? He's like, are you kidding me? I said, how about 10 cents for one? And so I handed him another McDonald's. So I actually technically could have got 4 of the Shaq McDonald's, but I did give it to another collector to buy. While I was going through the box, I want to say I gave him like a Chris Webber rookie card that I already had, you know, a couple other things. But hey, Andrew, if you're watching this, it was a pleasure to meet you, man, and I hope you continue to build your collection. So to wrap all this up, we'll move on to this. Let me stack these up nice and neat, and we'll be right back. All right, so to finish up in this booth, one more couple things that I found just randomly thrown in the booth, and I thought, you know what, that'll be a nice little video to shoot. And what I'm talking about is, I'm going to pull them out of the package here, is these were $1 for both of them, so 50 cents a piece. These were the Topps Gold, 92 Topps Gold Winter Redemption packets. So way back in the day when you got a redemption from Topps, these came in the packs. You could mail these in through their sweepstakes, and these would be the winter Topps Golds that you would get, you know, mailed to you directly from Topps. Looks like there's about 10 to 12 cards in there, so I'm going to save these for another video. We're going to open those up on another video and see if I struck any gold here with these 92 Topps here. Maybe there's a Manny Ramirez rookie card in there. Maybe there's a Nolan Ryan or somebody like that, or a Griffey. We'll see. We'll check in another episode, but for 50 cents a pack, I thought, why not? In the same method there, I actually got 2 packs for 99 cents of hockey. So 2 hockey packs of 90-91 hockey. Again, nothing special about those, but I thought 50-cent packs, why not? Why not grab those? So that's what I did, all at one booth from the one vendor there. Okay. Now the other booths that I went to, these are some pretty lesser known people, but I found this for $2, and this is a Jose Capellan autograph on Just Minors. You can see the autograph there. Well, Jose Capellan passed away a few years ago, so Jose did make it to the majors. I seem to remember when he was coming up as a player, he was a very hard thrower, one of those fireballer types. Then he injured, you know, must have got injured or something along those lines, and basically flamed out. Well, Jose passed away a few years ago, and when I saw this for $2, you know, in a box, I thought, well, Jose's not making anymore, so let me grab this. And this is a certified autograph. You know, you see the number on the back, 62 of 375. So grab that for $2, and from the same booth, in the same box, I happened to find a Harold Baines rookie card. So Harold Baines, you know, now a Hall of Famer. You know, I saw his rookie card for $2. I thought, you know, that's fair enough for a Harold Baines rookie card. So I grabbed the Harold Baines rookie, you know, to add another one to my collection. And I believe I already have 2 or 3 of those, but for $2 I got another one. Now, this final vendor, this is the card that I was telling you about, that I've had my eye on for a while. And I kept looking at it, I passed on it. Well, finally, the dealer showed up yesterday, the owner of this card, and he said, well, is there anything you're interested in that I'm selling? And I said, yeah. And I pulled this, you know, I pulled this out of his case, had him pull it out. I said, that's what I'm interested in. That is a 1990 Topps Frank Thomas, authentically PSA graded, autographed rookie card. Now, if anybody collected back in the 1990s, they know that the no-name Frank Thomas card was the chase card to get out of the 90 Topps. And if you see on the front there, PSA says name on front. That's why it says that, because there is a version of this card that is a no name on front card, which is super, super valuable even to this day. This is not that version. This is just your regular, you know, out of a pack Frank Thomas rookie card with his name on the front, but autographed by Frank. Now, a little while back, I shared it on my channel. I picked up some Frank Thomas autographs through a private signing. I kind of got a hunch that's probably where this one came from, but the dealer said he got it in a trade and then sent it off to PSA for authentication, and this was his asking price for the card. And I passed on it for $85. I said, you know, 85 is more than I want to spend on it. You know, especially since I already got a couple of his cards already signed anyway. And he basically said, I can do a little bit better than 85. And I said, okay. So we got into talking about PSA, how much it costs to get a card graded now and how much it costs in shipping to get it back. And after I talked to him about it, I said, okay, what are you comfortable with selling? Because I had a number in my mind, and I was, I really hate offering somebody, a low bid, because then they get offended, and I didn't want to do that to this guy. So, I said, what do you have in mind? And he said, how about $60? And I said, that's actually what I was thinking of offering you. So we shook on it, and for $60, I became the owner of a Frank Thomas 1990 Topps PSA graded rookie card. And after looking at some reviews, online on eBay, what they're selling for, they're roughly selling for about $60 at the low end, all the way up to, over $100 on the high end. And that's not factoring in tax, shipping, all that stuff. So really, I thought 60 was fair to walk out of the antique mall flea market for $60 cash. I said, deal. So I bought this for $60, and I'm going to add that to the collection because this is such an iconic card. Whether it's the no-name card or the regular card, this is definitely a card to have in any collection. So I hope you enjoyed these autograph pickups. I'm sorry, not just autographs. I hope you enjoyed these pickups with the autograph. Definitely stay tuned and see me open some of this other stuff, including some of these packs. Real short video with the packs. We'll go in a little more depth with the box videos, though. Look forward to your comments below. And as always, happy collecting.